talk a little bit about the numbers we got from the tournament that was this weekend in London. OPE Star Wars Unlimited launch event on March 23rd. We have like a bunch of statistics, and I put together some graphs, so I want to show some of that. So what I did is I filtered out the top 32 and top 8. This is top 32. I'm going to show that first. So this is the leader distribution. You can see that Boba Fett is 44%. The colors are arbitrary, by the way. I don't know, whatever. And Leia is 12.5%. And I'm just gonna there's a good distribution of like most of the leaders. Let's see if anyone is missing. Actually, I checked. We have from top 32. We're missing Chewbacca, Hera Syndulla, IG-88, Cassian Andor, and Jyn Erso. All other leaders are actually represented in the top 32. That's cool. This is the distribution for top 8. Yes, that is correct. One color, because everybody in top 8 played Boba Fett, collecting the bounty. This is the top 8 bases, so we can see that from the people in the top 8, 6 of them played ECL, and oh, these are, yeah, right, I remember, yeah. This is just one of the yellow bases. The other 2 were playing double yellow. So 2 of the 8 people in the top 8 played double yellow with a basic yellow base. This is the distribution of the bases in the top 32. I grouped them by like the rare bases in their own piece of the pie, and the basic ones together. So you can see like yellow, red, green, and blue are all in these. And then we see that there's 50% ECL, and then there's Security Complex 3%, Tarkin Town 9%. So we didn't have a single Jeddah city in the top 32, which is interesting, though there are a bunch of yellow represented, as we can see, 15%. This shows the most common cards used in top 32. The green means that it was used in sideboard, and blue means it was used in main deck. So we can see that the most commonly used in main deck are Viper, Probe Droid, Super Laser Technician, Darth Vader, and a few others. Like, yeah, I'll just show you. The one that sticks out is there's a lot of Waylay in sideboard, or a lot, I don't know. It brings it down a little bit on this list, as well as Consortium Star Viper, which is also more common in sideboard, but still very common in main deck. So I'll just scroll through which ones do you have here, and I'll zoom out again once I've done that. Yeah, this one sticks out. Reinforcement Walker, very common in sideboard, not very common in main deck. So these are the 20 most commonly used cards in top 32. Now I'm gonna pan over to top 8, and you can see the distribution looks kind of similar. However, the cards there's a few that stick out. Fett's Fire Spray was on, let's see, that is on the top 32. That is in like the 12th place, about something like that. Here it's in the first place. Well, not so strange, I'm sorry. Since top 8 was all Boba Fett. Also, the third most commonly used card is Boba Fett, the unit card, which is it even on the top 32 list? No, it is not. Oh, sorry. Yes, it is. It's actually high. Sorry, my bad. It's 5th. So it's much more common. So people seem to underestimate the fire spray. That is what I'm reading from that. Or people that didn't get to top 8 did, at least. Interesting. Then we have a lot of, I mean, these are just Boba cards, basically, most of these. So I'm not surprised to see most of these. So it's actually not until here at the end that we have a lot of sideboard cards, so it's a little bit more interesting. You can see that the Consortium Star Viper is actually pretty common in both in sideboard and in main deck. So it's Shoot First, as well as Reinforcement Walker, which is, I guess it's a little bit more common in the main deck in the top 8 then, but it's about the same. And then we have Traitorous. So that's what that looks like. This is a little bit of an odd one that I threw together, but it shows something interesting, I think. It might be wrong with my coding as well, but I think it shows something interesting at least. So this is the distribution between the frequency difference between main deck and sideboard. So if it's to the right, it's more common in the main deck. If it's to the left, it's more common in the sideboard. So we can see that the most sideboard skewed card is Reinforcement Walker, and the most main deck skewed card is Viper Prodroid, meaning that the frequency between main deck and the sideboard is the highest, so to speak. So more cards in main than in sideboard, and the opposite for Reinforcement Walker. So we can see common sideboard cards seem to be these then: Reinforcement Walker, Syndicate Lackey, U-Wing Reinforcement, Repair, interestingly enough, Bounty Hunter Crew, Bombing Run, Change of Hearts, Rook and Wolf. So when we go looking at top 8, that's interesting. I believe if my my code isn't wrong and I'm reading this information right, it means that the number of different cards in sideboard are much fewer in the top 8. I believe, I'm pretty sure, I'm almost 100%. I could double check, but I don't feel like that's actually right now. You can do it yourself, but I'm pretty sure that this is all of the different cards that are actually in sideboards in any of the top 8 top 8 decks. The one that skews most sideboard, so to speak, is the Reinforcement Walker, followed by Change of Hearts and Silver Guard. Consortium Star Viper is, interestingly enough, 0 on this, so to speak. So it's equally common in sideboard as it's out of sideboard in main deck, I think. Then we have Shoot First, Traitorous, Cunning, Waylay, Viper Prodroid, Resupply, No Good to Be Dead, and Bosk. While Bosk is much more common in main deck, it seems that some people do play it in sideboard. Well, to finish this off, I think like it's definitely time to start thinking about like is it necessary to have like some kind of restriction or ban put in place. It's still really early on though, but I think it's something we should keep in mind at least, because ECL and Boba Fett's are overly represented, let's put it like that. Definitely think it could be interesting for some events to, since there aren't any official events yet, to just decide to do that. Just like, yeah, we are gonna ban Boba Fett and ECL just to see what comes up, like see if there's any new innovation that comes from that. Maybe even ban Sabine and Leia as well, just because, you know, those are like maybe not the best, obviously, since which we can see from this tournament. They did well, but they didn't do the best. And just a lot of people would probably go to that because it's easy. So like innovation is more fun. I think that could be an interesting thing to do. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think we need to ban ECL and or Boba? I'm leaning towards it, but I'm definitely not sure because this game is still so new in the tournaments. We've barely had any real tournaments at all, so who knows what's gonna happen.